Hello YouTube. So somebody asked me this on a call yesterday. One of my coaches said, Jamie, how do I get from 10 grand a month to 20 grand a month? That gets asked all the time, right? It is more simple than you are being told. If we're looking to go from 0 to 5 grand a month, from 5 grand a month to 10 grand a month, from 10 grand a month to 20 grand a month to 100 grand a month, you are asking, how do you go from this number to this number? To do that, you have to look at numbers. It's not about all the fancy stuff. It's not about you need to post this amount of times per day. It's not about you need to hire this person, you need to hire that person. You're trying to manipulate numbers in your business. You have to look at numbers. This is what I rarely see anybody teaching. Everyone is teaching the soft metrics, the soft stuff. No, you're trying to go from this number to this number. So guess what you have to look at? The numbers. So I'm going to break down for you in this video literally how to go from point A to point B, from 0 to 5 grand a month, from 5 grand a month to 10, from 10 to 20. It is just about the numbers. If you enjoy this video, hopefully I can earn your subscription in this video to my YouTube channel. If you like what we're doing, I'm posting pretty much every week. I give away cool shit and try and teach cool stuff. So hopefully I can get your subscription in this. So let's get into how to actually grow. This is it. This right here, this is how you grow. And I guarantee you it is more simple than what you thought. So first thing we need to do is you need to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you have to get to know them. First one, very easy, monthly revenue goal. So for this example, let's imagine you're trying to go from 5 to 10 grand a month. So let's say your monthly revenue goal is 10K. Next thing we need to know, let's call this number 1. Number 2, a monthly value of your client. How much is your average client paying you per month? Even if you're getting these paid up front, break it down into what that's making you every month. For this example, let's say someone is paying you $997 for 90 days. And then the average person goes on to a back end of 300 per month for an average of 6 months. So that is 2797 for 9 months or 310 per month. Actually, let's put that in green. Let's just do that again here. And let's say that we have found that the average client is worth, let's do it in green, 310 per month. Congratulations, we've done the first 2 numbers. Number 3, and by the way, follow along with me. Literally pause the video and do this as we're going through this. I guarantee you it will open your eyes. Next, what's your average conversion rate on a call? So your sales conversion percentage. Let's say for this example, we're closing 35% of all of our sales calls. So now we're going to start getting into what most people don't consider and what most mentors don't teach, and the numbers that you actually might not know you need to know. What's your average good fit rate on an actual sales call? Because it's great knowing our sales conversion rate, it's great knowing all these numbers, but we actually have to look at, well, how many of the actual calls I'm taking can I even sell to? Because there's going to be people on these calls that I'm not even going to offer to work with. We have to take those numbers into consideration. So let's say our average good fit rate is 75%. 75% of the people that book calls with me are actually good fits, and I could sell something to them. Number 5. What is your show up rate? Let's say, for example, your show up rate is 70%. 70% of the people that book calls with you show up to those calls. So now, congratulations, we can actually calculate the number of calls we need to book to hit our goal of 10,000 per month. So we're going to take your goal number of 10,000. We're going to divide that by your client value, which is 310. That gives you the amount of clients required, which in this case is going to be 32 clients. That's how many clients you need to get to 10 grand a month. So we're going to divide the amount of clients we require by our sales conversion rate, which is 35%. And that is going to give us the amount of good fit calls we actually need. So we are going to need 91 good fit calls. Now we're going to take our good fit calls required and divide it by our good fit rate. So 91 divided by 70 is 121 shows. How many people we need to show up on calls. Now we're going to divide that by our show up rate to get the amount of bookings we actually need to create. So 121 divided by 70%. We need 172 bookings. So what we can actually find from here is our booking conversion rate. So we need 32 clients divided by 172 bookings is 19%. That is our booking conversion rate. Now, what if you said to me, I want to get there in 9 months? 9 months, I want to be at 10 grand per month. So given your retention that we already worked out, we can actually figure out how many calls we need every month, every week, and every day to help you get to 10 grand a month in 9 months. Now, can you get there faster? 100%, but let's just take this as an example. So 32 clients in 9 months is 3.5 sales per month. Now we know our booking conversion rate is 19%. So we're going to need 18 calls per month to get to 10 grand per month. Okay? This is kind of what you want to start looking at. I will need 18 calls per month. Guess what? That's about 1 per day, Monday to Friday, every week. 1 per day, Monday to Friday, per week. So now, to get to 10 grand a month in 9 months, you need to book 1 call per day. That is achievable. That is easy when you look at it like that. When you take emotion out of this and you realize I need 1 call a day, and if I get 1 call a day, I'll be at 10 grand per month in 9 months. So that begs the question, how do I get 1 call a day? Well, let's do those numbers as well. Now, one thing I don't preach and I don't teach is outreach. I think outreach is outdated. I think it makes coaches fall out of love with their business. But if you're watching this and you don't have systems in place, you don't have somebody helping you with any of this, maybe all you know is outreach. So let me try and provide some value for you here as well. So again, stick with me because we're going to start on numbers here again. So one number you need to know before you do this calculation is what is your appointment booking rate from your outreach. So to find that, you need to know how much outreach you're doing divided by the amount of calls you book from that. That will give you your appointment booking rate or your ABR. Now, this would be different from different platforms, but if you're just doing cold outreach, you may have somewhere around a 2% appointment booking rate. So you send 100 DMs and you book 2 calls. Okay? So remember, we need calls per month or 1 call per week, Monday to Friday, 5 calls a week. So let's do the numbers. 5 calls a week divided by a 2% ABR equals 250. Let's imagine you're doing outreach 6 days a week. 250 divided by 6 days a week is 42 outreaches. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you can look at this number and say, if I do 42 outreaches every single day, I will hit 10 grand a month. That's achievable and that's doable. And when you break it down like this, you're not going to fall out of love with your business as fast as if you just went down this rabbit hole and someone told you need to do 100 outreaches a day and you just end up hating your business. But when you break it out to numbers and it actually looks achievable, you can do it. If you also want to make this a little bit more gamified and feel progress while you're actually doing this, here's something else nobody gets anyone to even think about, is when we know this number, we can break this down to how much money you make every single time you book a call, so that when you book calls, you actually feel like you're progressing. So for that, we need to take our booking conversion rate, divide that by our lifetime value of 279. That'll give us our booking value. Booking value is $531. Now remember, your lifetime value is 9 months, so divide that by 9 months is $59. So if you're going to gamify this, every single time you book a call, you've just made $59. If that person closes or not, because you know your average booking conversion rate is 19%. So yeah, maybe you don't close all of them. When you do, it's going to average out to every single time you book a call, you've made $59. Well done. Congratulations. That is how you should be looking at this. If you're stuck doing something like outreach, you have to gamify it. You have to find a way to actually enjoy it, or you'll hate your business. I speak to coaches every single day that come to us from some other place that told them, do more outreach, send more messages, do more cold outreach, and they just hate their business. And they're like, there has to be an easier way. There's loads of easier ways. But if you're stuck doing that, look at that number and think that's achievable, and I'm actually making money when I do this work. Let's make this a hell of a lot easier and look at ads. Now, before you do the ads calculation, you should be running ads already, and you should know how much through your ads has it cost you to get a client. You're only going to do that if you're tracking your numbers. You have to track your numbers. How much money did you spend on ads? How many clients did you get? So let's take a generic number. Now we know we need 32 clients. So let's say after running ads for a little bit of time, you found that your CPA, which is your cost per acquisition, is $175. That's how much it's costing you to acquire a client through your advertising. Now, we know we need 32 clients to get to 10 grand a month. So 32 multiplied by your cost per acquisition is how much it's going to cost you to get to your goal of 10 grand a month, which magic number is $5,600. If your cost per acquisition through your ads is $175, if you spend $5,600, congratulations, you're at 10 grand. So what I want to stress in this video is that when you know your numbers, it's easy to manipulate them. And when you're thinking, how do I go from 0 to 5 grand a month? Well, just remember you're trying to manipulate the numbers. So you need to look at the numbers. This is how this gets so simple, right? I'm not saying it's easy to go and do this, but it's simple, right? It's simple to go and look at these numbers and think, this is how much work I have to do. This is how many calls I need to book. All I need to do now is figure out how to book that many calls, and I will get to my goal of 10 grand a month by spending this amount or by doing this amount of outreach. Okay, now look, there's millions of other ways of actually going about this. This is just two simple ones that people will be using. You have to know your numbers. So I hope that was useful. I hope I've earned your subscription on the YouTube channel. If you like this, drop a thumbs up. I'm going to be posting more often. And if you are actually looking for help in growing your coaching business and you don't want to be stuck doing outreach and you want to be able to make things a lot more simple, click the link below, book a call with me and my team, and we'll show you 30 different ways of actually growing your coaching business that can be fully automated and hands-off and actually make your life a whole lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, and help you make a lot more money. See you later.